All right.
Hey, Noelle, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, Judy. Thanks for having me.
Good to see you again. Not that we
Yes, you
haven't
as
seen
well.
each other recently. So we are here in our second episode of Meet the Trainer. And as one of our profile trainers, not only on the Leap website, chooseleap.com, you're also on my website, properpaws.biz. And I
Yes.
wanted to give you the opportunity and take the time to introduce you and let you talk a little bit about yourself and about what you've done so far and about maybe where you're headed. Um,
Uh,
how long have you been doing this already?
so professionally, I have been doing this for about 3 years. But I've been working with dogs since I was a child, always around them in my family. In high school and middle school, I worked as a dog walker, and then I kind of progressed through the ranks until I decided to become a trainer now.
And you went to school for animal behavior, right? Or
Yeah,
animal science. Animal
yes,
science, my fault. Sorry.
absolutely. So after high school, I kind of decided that I always knew that I wanted to work with animals, specifically dogs. I was always really, really drawn to them.
Maybe. There we go. All right, we little technical glitch there. So right after high school,
Yeah, so right after high school, I knew I wanted to go and get a formal education, a college level education. So I decided to go into the program of animal science. Originally, I thought that I wanted to become a veterinary technician, which, if you don't know, technically that is like the nurse of the veterinary world. So I started studying that, and after about a year and a half doing that, I kind of decided, you know what, this is a little too sad for me. I don't love being on this end of the things. I don't want dogs to feel sad and scared when they come in contact with me. And that's kind of what was happening. That was the trend, when people bring their dogs to medical professionals, they don't usually like it. During my coursework, I was actually required to take a canine behavior class as well as an intro to training class. And that was really just what kind of catapulted me and like opened my eyes into the world of canine behavior and training. I immediately fell in love. And that's, I've kind of just been going from there. That's how I really got introduced to this world.
well, and you also had your own personal experience with canine behavior and training, did you not?
Yeah, I did. I was actually around the same timeline that I was in college. I got my own personal dog. I grew up with a family dog, but my own personal dog as an adult have an Alaskan Malamute. I got her when she was a puppy, and we ended up kind of learning together. We grew up together, and I used her as my first real project, if you will, my first real trainee. And as we've grown and trained together, she has developed some difficult tendencies, I have to say. But I have to say, it's been really wonderful for me to work out these behavioral things that she's got going on together. And it's really given me a lot more insight into dogs who are dealing with other more difficult problems, as well as owners who are dealing with that. Because it's really quite a different dynamic versus, puppies or just the classic obedience cases. So I think it's really been able to give me some really great experience with, you know, more
What could
complex.
happen?
Yeah, exactly. And I have to give my dog kudos to that. So, thanks. Shout out my dog. Thank you for that experience.
Well, and it's not unusual.
Right.
You when you and you know this, talking to other trainers so many times. Trainers get into training because they've had a difficult dog. I
Yeah.
was probably the exception,
Yeah.
but that's because I've always had golden retrievers, and they're
Right.
just you know I
They're
do
just
that on
happy.
purpose.
Yeah.
I do that on purpose.
Yep.
Um, so, you spent, let's see, I know you've been doing this about 3 years. You spent at least a year and a half with me as an intern.
Hmm.
And then you got your certification from the CPDT
Yep.
uh, in January of this year,
Yeah.
January of 24. So
Yeah.
you've been certified for a full year.
Yeah.
Uh, and then you spent some time at another place
I
teaching
did.
their classes
Yeah.
and
I
doing some board and train,
yes.
or yeah, day
So
training, I should say,
yeah,
day training.
I did a little bit of everything there, I have to say. So the facility that I worked at, they offered anything from daycare services to in-home sitting services, training classes, all the way from beginner puppy obedience, all the way up to CGC, also reactive dog classes. Um,
And
we
privates.
also, yeah, we did privates. I did privates. And I also ended up running a puppy program there, which is essentially like a day program where puppies would come in and we would do socialization, basic manners training, run in small groups. We'd work on crate training and just work on overall puppy skills with them. So I was the lead trainer of that group for about a year and also one of the lead trainers just at the facility in general.
So a lot of experience with puppies, a lot of experience with reactive dogs,
Yep.
and a
Yep.
lot of experience with sensitive dogs that are sometimes overwhelmed by their environment.
Yeah, I do. I have a lot of work with, whether it just be a dog that's more sensitive and anxious, all the way up to reactivity cases and anywhere kind of in between there. I've definitely had my fair share of seeing those dogs through and kind of helping them create um, a more healthy mindset, really, and really trying to engage and help them create a really positive relationship, not only with the world around them, but with their owners and peers as well.
Perfect. So what do you like best about what you do?
Honestly, that is a really hard thing for me to think about because there are so many aspects that I just absolutely love about my job. I think I have to say, though, my absolute favorite part is when I am able to work with a client and just that breakthrough moment, whatever we're trying to work through, whether it be a reactive case, whether it be puppy, working on puppy socialization, whenever I'm able to explain a behavior, explain something to a client and see that kind of light bulb switch and see that progress being made, that has to be my favorite part of my job. It really has to be just seeing those successes. Just like in dog training, anytime that the human is successful, their confidence kind of boosts up. And I just love to see that. The more confident the owner is handling their dog, the better that the dog is going to be as well.
I absolutely love the fact that your joy in this is, yes, it's the dog, but it's also the people.
It
You
really is.
know,
Yeah, I've noticed, and I get this. Most clients, once we started working for a little while, they look at me and they go, "You're really just training me." And I say, "Yes, I really am. I'm not here to train your dog. You're training your dog. I'm training you."
yeah.
And I
And
think they always think that's funny, but it's so true.
it really is. And it's one of the unusual things about you because an awful lot of dog trainers really are so focused on the dogs.
Yeah.
They, and they're good with dogs.
Yeah.
You can be really good with dogs.
Hmm.
And if you don't connect with the clients, then you're not going to make a whole lot of progress because
Yeah.
1 hour a week is not how we train dogs.
Right.
It's
Right.
we're really training the people so that they can train.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, did I forget anything? I think we covered it
I
all.
think so. Yeah. I think that was pretty good introduction.
Thanks. Well, I
Yeah.
appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
And as soon as I get that technical glitch edited out, I will I'll post this and I'll let you know.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Noel.
Bye. Have a good night.